Hey, I haven't eaten anything yet. What's up? Is a culture detective here investigating your favorite movies, and today I'm going to be doing a review on After the Hunt by Luca Guadagnino. Why is everything shaking? Okay, so yesterday at my school, at my film school, I watched After the Hunt for free. And with the screenwriter Nora Garrett coming in person for a Q&A. In fact, I asked her a question. I asked her about dialogue writing. But anyways, Luca Guadagnino, I mean, at this point, he is a big name. He has been making films, big, successful films since the mid-2010s. Call Me By Your Name. I love the Suspiria remake. I thought it was fantastic. Bones and All a few years back, that one's pretty good. Last year, and also, I mean, every year, he's been pumping out great stuff, and he is one of the most prolific filmmakers working right now. Last year he released 2 films because why the fuck not? Last year he has Challengers and Queer back to back in the same freaking year. And of course, without waiting the next year, this year, Venice Film Festival, he drops another film, and it is After the Hunt. And honestly, when I saw the trailer, I feel like I'm in the minority of people who are actually quite excited for Luca Guadagnino's new direction, because I feel like in a boring world, after the great success of Challengers, Luca would go on and continue to make big budget, accessible, fun, poppy, mainstream films. And Challengers, I love it, but it has a very strong pop appeal. But I'm glad Guadagnino is sticking to his soil and continuing down with these challenging mid-budget films that do not seem that interesting, but it is the directing that elevates the film completely. So After the Hunt here is a pure dialogue heavy drama, and I love it when filmmaker fully commits to a dialogue heavy pure drama. Nothing fancy, not a thriller, no fantasy elements, just pure drama. This takes place in Yale. It is about a PhD student. She got raped, or allegedly raped, by one of the faculty members who is rather young, played by Andrew Garfield, and the Maggie, the student, is played by Ayo Edebiri. But the main character of the film is actually Julia Roberts, who is one of the older faculty members and kind of has to uh, sort of finds herself in the chaos of this drama and not knowing who to support and who to betray. And that is not that is a no-brainer question. Of course you support the victim of this sexual assault, but instead of focusing on who's right and who's wrong, this film more so focuses on the clashing moral compasses of different generations, and also the relationship between the canceller and the cancelled. And I really like that. I like that this film, again, it's no brainer who is in the right and who is in the wrong, or at least given what information people are saying, you can tell, okay, this guy's fucking, like Andrew Garfield's character, he flirts around, he's mentally unwell. You can tell he's the problematic person in this situation. But again, this film is never really about right versus wrong. It's about the delicate relationships between the generations. It is also about the clashing sort of generational gap, with the older generation wanting to keep the status quo. Yes, I'm a woman and in a male dominated space, but I have to please the men to maintain the status quo so that I could rise to power. But then, of course, the newer generation, Gen Z, or actually, I think Ayo Dibbri's character is more of like a late millennial. She's more, we need to stand up and fight back. And that is like a very strong sort of contending question, but there's so much more to that. The film is so much more than that. And in many ways, it kind of reminds you of The Celebration or Festen by Thomas Winterberg, which again, it's about a bunch of rich, prestigious people yelling at each other and having a lot of drama. But of course, this isn't as cool as the Celebration. The Celebration is Dogma 95, and it also has an interesting sense of humor that After the Hunt doesn't have. But what I like about After the Hunt is that it teeters on being problematic. It works on a very touchy subject matter, but it does so with so much sincerity because it really wants to explore every facet of this ridiculous situation. The dialogues, I think, are very compelling, and I can see clear attention to detail when it comes to word choices and vocabulary used by different characters from different generations. I thought that was pretty impressive. And the directing is good. I like it. I think directing these conversation scenes, especially for a film which is completely made up of conversations, is usually very difficult because it's boring, right? Two people sitting across a table, wide shot, close up, you know. But Guadagnino directs every single scene with so much flavor, with so much taste, and it's just very lively to see him use these intimidating close-ups, these focus on hands, soft focus, interesting blocking of faces. Luca Guadagnino, or actually, the screenwriter mentioned that Guadagnino mentioned that Sven Nykvist, who is the DP for Bergman, being an inspiration for the film. So you see a lot of Bergman-esque blocking in this film, which I really like. And the score is awesome. It's great. Of course, we have Nine Inch Nails coming back for the score, and the score this time is low key. It's very subtle. It's kind of dreamy, in fact. But I love how subtle the score is. It perfectly complements the intensity of the drama, and at times it feels almost kind of surreal. And there's just something really special about it. It's like the Social Network score, but updated for the modern times, which is 2025. And I love films with delicate relationships. I love films where every single character could betray each other in a snap of a finger. And yeah, there are some moments in the film where it just drags on for a little long, and the epilogue does feel a little extra, but honestly, it's not that bad. I enjoyed this film more than I thought I would. I think this movie is getting too much hate, and it's not that bad. And I'm really happy to see Guadagnino champion young screenwriters like the Potion Seller on Challengers and Queer, Justin Kuritzkis, and now we have Nora Garrett for After the Hunt. So yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. Feeling a light 7. Yeah. So, have you watched After the Hunt? Probably not, but please go to theaters and watch it. Comments below, let me know. Subscribe if you want more, and thanks for watching.